CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, we are tracking severe storms across the area. They developed within the last 15 minutes. Let's get right to next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. Cindy, what's the very latest?
Oh, I've been watching these storms all afternoon across southern portions of Miami-Dade, but now the outflow boundaries are carrying them further to the north, getting now into the Kendall and the downtown Miami area. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:15 for another 15 minutes or so, but it also has a tornado tag on it. And what that means that these storms could produce some rotation and a small tornado could develop out of them. Nothing has been cited, but it is the possibility. So these storms are capable of producing a small tornado, something to keep in mind. You can see how they're all now gathering right along the coast here, making their way to the northeast slowly, though, at only 15 miles per hour. So this is the warning area. This until 4:15. It does include downtown Miami, Kendall, all the way down to Cutler Bay, and just to the east of the Homestead area. That's really where they're beginning to gather and cluster. There is a little bit of a hail signature on them, so there could be some small hail with these storms as well. That was something that was a possibility today, something we've been watching for. So at this point, most of these storms are clustered right along the coast, but they're headed for the downtown area with a lot of lightning. These storms are producing so much lightning. Look at these outflow boundaries. We've got more developing now off to the west as well. So this line could come through yet, but at this point, it's moving into untouched air in the downtown area. I put a track on it now, moving to the northeast slowly, but the Miami area right now, we're getting it into the downtown area. Key Biscayne, you're going to see these heavy downpours, this very heavy rain as well. Coral Gables is getting pounded right now. At the Sweetwater area, I can hear the thunder going on here in Doral, so we're picking up some rain too. So it looks like we've got a stronger line right across 826, the Palmetto, and we can take that all the way to the south as well. So these storms are going to be moving over very highly populated areas. Plus, two flood advisories now in effect, one until 5:15. That's one to the south, and the next one until 6 p.m. for areas to the north. That does include Miami Beach. Those areas are picking up some heavy rain. We've already had 1 to 2 inches, could pick up another 1 to 2 very quickly since these storms are moving so slowly. Lots of outflow boundaries here, but we want to keep an eye on other areas to the north too. See how this continues to move to the north. So the areas going into Broward County, southern Broward County, keep an eye to the sky, because it does not mean that you're going to get it for sure, but it could possibly develop along these outflow boundaries. It's the sea breeze that moved in today, and that's why we've got all this development. So the atmosphere is really ripe to produce these heavy downpours and a lot of lightning and possibly some very strong winds too. There you've got the rainfall that is already developed here. So again, it's going to be along the coastal areas. So we're going to take this through with the rain tracker. This particular model wants to kind of spread them out a little bit by 6 o'clock and bring the development back to the west again and then move it back easterly. So I think for the next few hours, we're going to have to keep an eye on areas that could possibly get severe thunderstorms. It will continue to be a possibility. And then again tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see that chance for showers and thunderstorms before we get into a little bit of a drier pattern heading into the weekend. So we're looking ahead temperature-wise, 92 degrees today, so it outperformed. So temperatures are going to stay in the lower 90s, and then as we head into the holiday weekend, going back into the mid-90s, so the heat is coming back. But right now, stay alert. We have some severe weather out there, especially over Miami-Dade County.
Cindy, thank you. A burglary suspect taken into custody in Cooper City. Police say the man tried to escape by jumping into a canal. Chopper 4 was over the scene. This is along Southwest 49th Place and Palm Avenue. You can see the alleged burglar swimming in the water. He was eventually pulled out by police. No word yet on his identity. An overnight chase in Oakland Park. Troopers in hot pursuit of a car 1 minute, then involved in a crash the next. It all started in Kendall, where police say they were in pursuit of a stolen car. According to FHP, one of the troopers was rammed by a stolen BMW. The alleged suspects continued on after slamming into the trooper. They were eventually located and taken into custody. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is on this story. She will have the latest developments tonight at 5. A dangerous drive in Hollywood. Police say a driver was speeding down a street when they hit a sign. That's when the driver lost control before slamming into a local business. It all happened along Southwest 16th Avenue and 16th Street. The impact of the crash knocked down a garage door and parts of the wall around it. The owner of the business says this isn't the first time this has happened.
I said, oh, so was it another stolen car? The first 2 times was a stolen car. And then when they said no, it was a woman and she's in critical condition, then I was like, well, this is a building. My son could have been in there. The guy that works for me could have been in there. Customers could have been in there. So thank God it's just a building.
The driver was taken to the hospital. No word yet on their condition. A woman who allegedly tried to attack a man with a screwdriver is now in front of a judge. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch has the latest developments on this case.
Acklynn Byamugisha came before a judge in bond court, and that judge, Mindy Glazer, actually viewed our story from yesterday to get a better idea of what happened. Now, she set bond for the 26-year-old woman at $7,000 for the charges of aggravated battery and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Byamugisha was also ordered to stay away from the victims. Byamugisha is seen pursuing Freddy Diaz and his father and lunging at the father in the orange shirt on the MacArthur Causeway with a screwdriver. FHP says Byamugisha claimed that Diaz's father showed up after she was struck by Diaz's car and threatened her, grabbed her, and pulled her hair, and she got the screwdriver from the father's car. In court, Judge Glazer gave Byamugisha a lecture. We'll have much more on that story coming up in just an hour. In West Miami-Dade, Peter Dinch, CBS News, Miami.
Bold burglars target a Miami Beach shop. Surveillance video caught the 2 men breaking into the store back in March. You can see them stealing several luxury handbags and purses and then putting them into trash bins. Pair made off with more than $1 million worth of products. Police tracked down one of the suspects. Eduardo Garcia was arrested. He faces several charges, including burglary and grand theft. Now at 4. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine-Cava is responding to reports. It's that Cuban delegates toured TSA facilities at Miami International Airport. The mayor released a statement. It says in part, quote, the decision to allow Cuban officials to tour secure areas of MIA was made without the knowledge of Miami-Dade Aviation Department officials and took place on Cuban Independence Day. The statement went on to say that the county has reached out to Homeland Security and asked why that tour was allowed and that the county be included in future decisions regarding tours with foreign government officials at MIA. An unwanted guest takes a dip in the pool of one Florida home. The scaly surprise when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Both sides have rested their case in the Trump hush money trial. Earlier today, the judge said jurors will return next Tuesday for closing arguments. CBS News Miami's Christian Benavides has more on what's next in the case.
Defense witness Robert Costello wrapped up his testimony this morning, and lawyers for defendant Donald Trump quickly concluded their case without calling the former president to the stand.
I think this would have been a huge loser to put him on the stand because, one, let's remember most criminal defendants don't take the stand for some obvious reasons. It subjects them to cross-examination, which, depending on the defendant, can be potentially hugely risky.
On Monday, Costello's combative behavior and comments compelled Judge Juan Merchan to clear the court to reprimand the witness. An angry Merchan told Costello, if you don't like my ruling, you don't give me side-eye and you don't roll your eyes. Then asked him, are you staring me down right now?
Conflicted judge. Highly conflicted judge.
The 45th president has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records to hide so-called hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels over an alleged sexual encounter. During 4 days of testimony, Trump's one-time attorney and fixer Michael Cohen linked his former boss to the payments, but the defense repeatedly attacked his credibility. Cohen served jail time for lying under oath to Congress, and on Monday he admitted to stealing money from the anti-Trump organization.
Michael Cohen is such a proven liar that why would it surprise us that he's also a thief?
Trump did not speak as he left the courthouse. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Trump, who is running for president, says the trial is politically motivated to keep him off the campaign trail. You can file this one under only in Florida. A Venetian Bay family woke up to an unwanted visitor. Take a look. Officers posing for a selfie with a 10-foot gator made itself at home in the family's pool. Florida Fish and Wildlife removed that gator. Hundreds of people gathered at Tropical Park to help find a cure for ALS. Patients, along with their families and friends, took part in a 1-mile trek in the Walk to Defeat ALS. I had the honor of being the event MC. This is my second year hosting the event. ALS is a disease that gradually robs people of their ability to walk, swallow, and eventually breathe. More than 1,600 people in Florida are battling the disease. It has no cure, but there is hope. In 2023, Walk to Defeat ALS events in Florida raised more than $1,200,000 to help people living right here in our community. Here is a look at what's coming up all new on CBS News Miami at 5. South Florida's animal shelters are reaching a tipping point. How they're dealing with overcrowding ahead at 5. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami and have a wonderful day.